days that are promising to be very exciting, and so I'll let Pascal Dubois, CEO of Sesam, take the floor to kick these 2 days off. Over to you, Pascal. Thank you, Cécile. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, gentlemen. Dear friends, this is the 16th edition of the Parimat Days. We are absolutely delighted to welcome you. Your presence is, of course, the very essence of this organization. And let me announce today that there will be over 1,000 attendees at some point or another. That's a new record, and we are delighted. That's a fact. That's de facto your success. So we can rejoice. Let's give ourselves a big hand, yes. This joy will go hand in hand, we hope, with a number of innovations, as you'll see throughout these 2 days, innovations that we're trying to bring to the organization of our editions. In particular, the application that was developed this year. Thank you specifically to Stéphane and Michel who developed the app. You can find all information about this edition, logistical information, the program, the agenda, the speakers, everything's on it. As always, I'll connect with the next steps. Your feedback is absolutely essential. It's essential because, let me remind you, this is not a Sesam event or the event of an organizing committee or a few insurers. This is a conference for all aviation and shipping actors. So everybody has their place here. We'll try to include your comments as best we can. Last year, we had 132 items in your feedback, a lot of verbatims, which is essential for us. The previous year, we had about 100. So a number of items were noted that we took into account, and I'll get into the details of that in a few minutes. However, the choice of themes, the editorial line, was set by an organizing committee. This organizing committee brings together players in the ecosystem, starting with France Assureur and Comat, with Mathieu Debar, Michel Braffman, and Jean-Paul Thomas, Sesam, Régis Broudin, Mathilde Thiers, and myself, brokers from Ecamat with Mathieu Berroyer, SAMF agents with Antoine Lupion, the maritime cluster that I would like to thank specifically with Nathalie Mercier-Perrin and also Marie-Noël Tillet-Dièvre and Frédéric Moncali, the former chairman of the cluster, who's also helping us find the right speakers when we're facing difficulties. Last year, we included Jean-Christophe Martin for the expert college, and this year we have 2 new colleges, the one of maritime lawyers with Stéphanie Schweitzer from Holman, and risk managers, Lamae, with Pierre-Antoine Columeli. 3 people in the business have been involved. Sophie Mars, who's head at Willis for aviation, James Hamos from AXA XL Marine, and Solène Corollaire from Generali Global Marine. The idea is to find the right themes several months ahead that could make the news during our days, and that will account for a breathing time where all of us, companies and brokers, we're all caught in our daily work when there are renewals happening in July. But it's important for us to take a few minutes to think about transformational issues. That's what we are doing here with these 2 days. How is the agenda put together? Let me give you an example. Last year, we had a discussion on fine art and specie transport. And so Emmanuel Raymond came back to see me, and he said, well, there might be an opportunity to discuss offshore wind. And that's what we're going to do, and you'll see that tomorrow. The topics. We heard that it would be good to have a number of aviation and space discussions. There will be 4 discussions on aviation and space. The importance of geopolitics, no need to explain more. Régis talked about it, but you'll see different angles with war risk, subsea cables, or frequency jamming. We've also integrated a number of themes around losses. For a long time, people have said there aren't enough themes around losses. There will be 3 about them near or far. It's like all land-based aspects. There will be 2 land-based discussions. And so we've peppered here and there dynamic and professional moderation with the L'Opinion newspaper, with which we've developed a very fruitful collaboration. And so we'll have a number of articles that you can read on the app, but also a recording studio that was set up at the entrance to the auditorium, which is here thanks to the support of AXA, and I'd like to thank AXA for that. The main principles are really that this will be a breathing moment for discussion, networking also, and to think about the transformational changes in our business. Purely logistically speaking, people wanted to keep having two days, so we've decided on a 10 a.m. starting time so that people from the rest of France can arrive without needing to book a hotel room. On the badges, on your name tags, you have the name of your company, but also your job and profession. We'll have a mixture of presentations and discussions. Logistically, you can see that we can also have meals outside, and also the dinner at Cercle Interallié. There also an innovation, something never before seen. And please observe the dress code. How we've put together the conference beyond the organizing committee, we have a reading committee for the Students' Award, which is essential. It's about passing on knowledge, how to welcome young talent into our business. So we received 6 dissertations, 5 were accepted, and the readers are practicing professionals, brokers, agents, others, insurers. And I would like to mention those who read the memoirs, Nicolas Leroy, Helvetia, AXA XL. Somebody in September, October even offered, well, if you have a dissertation, I'm game to read it. Thank you to her, Ludovic Jean Boileau, GBC, Jean Brisson from RD Consulting, and Benoît Guillot from Allianz. Thank you to them from the bottom of our hearts. The reading of the 3 shortlisted dissertations was made by Professor Gaël Piette, who sent apologies for not being here, Patrick Leclerc, who needs no introduction, a former Secretary General of Groupama Transport, Jean-Paul Thomas from France Assureur, and François Lambert. François Lambert, who's a new member of the jury, is the CEO of ENSM. We're delighted to have him here. And of course, in the organization, the Sésame team. Here I'd like to mention Mathilde, Stéphane, Pierre, our technicians Fatem, Gabriel, Margot, and Michel for the app, who by near or far have been working for 2 months in organizing what we hope is going to be an absolutely wonderful event. Hervé Pellery's team, the technicians, 70 screens behind me. It's not just a single screen. It took 2 days to put it together. The 2 interpreters whom you can't see, but who have a great reputation because the echo, the feedback we get about them is absolutely great. The interpreters would like to thank Mr. Dubois. Beyond the people I've mentioned, there are the 3 standing guests of honor, those who over the years have been working on establishing what Parimat is now, starting with Patrick de la Monnerie, former chair of COMAT, who created Parimat Days, Patrick Gilbert, former CEO of Sésame, and Christophe Grimbert, the current chair of La Réunion Aérienne, who was a linchpin in the creation of the Parimat Days. Thank you sincerely to them. I think they're here today. And of course, the newspaper L'Opinion, in particular, Cécile Desjardins. In this, we would like to highlight our partners, just 2 specific things. If we want this to be a successful event, a number of partners need to provide their support, both financially, but also, and before that, by showing the depth and the breadth of the marine and aviation insurance markets in France. The more partners we have to support us, the more we can prove the effectiveness and the potential of our market. In our business model, when you look around and you compare, I'm not going to compare ourselves to other events, but if you've got 1/3 of partnerships and 2/3 of fees paid by participants. This is a bit tight, and this is exactly, well, you're in the right. This is exactly what we've been able to do. So financially, we've reached the culmination of this model. We have 48 sponsors, a never before seen number. So now we can fund, I hope, this wonderful edition. To highlight these partners, I will ask Mathilde to come on stage with me to name them. We will proceed. Well, also put your hands together for Mathilde. For safety reasons, we'll have 2 waves, 25 partners each. So we'll call them on stage, please. And we have 5 or 7 minutes. It should be doable, but please be fairly swift and disciplined in coming on stage. Let's start. Mathilde will start. I'll start with Xavier Lozac for AGCS. Then Hugues Desbois, AM Group, Adrien Plume, Albingia, Angèle Van Farm for Amlin, Rosen Coedello for AXA XL, Niklas Sheloan for Batterman and Tilry, the sponsor that offered you that beautiful Faber-Castell pen that you got this morning, Niklas. Muriel Birjulveco for BHSI. Jean-Pierre Mortreux for CFEMF, or one of its representatives. Fabrice Levesque for CL Survey. Olga Jeffrey Mova for Clyde & Co. CNA, well, Fabrice Mangin for CNA, it's better that way around. Timothy Buis for DPS. Timothy, yes. Etienne Sénard for RJ Atlantis. Airjet Atlantis. Mobin Mohamed for Ergo. Sylvain Chegaret for Everest. Sijian Shin for Fred Justing. Frédéric Denefle for Garex. Solène Corollaire for Generali. Nilesh Yatia for Gladstone. Sébastien Benotti for Grim Partners. Bertrand Dubuste for HDI. Well, if Pierre-Yves can take a picture, please. If you could squeeze in a little bit also.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much. Moving on to the second wave, we're managing diversity now. We have an abundance of ridges. We need two waves to welcome all of our sponsors. Vincent Letac now for Helvetia. I can't see Vincent. Where is he? We are very happy to see you, Vincent. Stanislas Lequeb for HFW. Wiebhort for Interloid. Rémi Barral for GLB Expertise. Michel Braffman for the Réunion Aérienne. Béatrice Vigvoet for LBEW. Simos Pontikos for Magetis. Marine Leboucher for Marine Survey. Jorge Diaz for Marlin Blue. Laurent Barbagli for Meatrisk. Gonzague de Gruzon for MMA. Christopher Köhler for Pennington's Manchester Cooper. Rosa Sibra for Planet CSCA, UCAMAT. Tania Bensoussan Arthur for QBE. Agnès Rousseau for RSA, Michel Ajasinski for Soltrex, Guillaume Arel-Cortés for SAMF, William Forisson for SCORE, Philippe Bautier for Sedgwick France, Nicolas Houstin for Tokyo Marine, Loïc Tardif for UPEM, Laurent Verriem for Verrien. We're delighted to have you here, Laurent. Please come on stage. Thank you so much for representing the Belgian market. We're delighted to have you here. Thank you, Laurent. Laurent Leborgne, Vering Cargo. Marilyn Mirion for Wicox. Michele Abraciamento for We Specialty. And finally, Eric Chen from Zurich Insurance, Europe. Don't hesitate, don't be shy. Please squeeze in a little bit. Eric, we need to be able to see all of you.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much. I will now give the floor to Cécile, who will start introducing the theme-based discussions for today. Thank you, Pascal. Thank you, everybody. Let's really get down into the heart of the matter. One